the murder happened of my uncle and my brother. I feel like I said before, you cannot put a time limit on grieving. It comes in waves, and this year seems like it's really been the toughest. And sometimes I get like a delayed reaction. This year it hit me quicker, and I did better on that day, and I felt kind of numb a little bit. But now it's like it's sinking in more. And I just have these times where like recently, I've just been missing my brother a lot more. And not that I don't love my uncle any less. Me and my brother just had a different type of relationship. And if you know me, you know how my brother was about me. He didn't play about me at all. And it's just wondering how he would be now, where he would be. And I just feel like if that hadn't happened, I probably would be still figuring out what I want to do and stuck. So I have a better direction with what I want to do and where I'm heading, but I still leave the rest up to God, and I'm trying to get my relationship back better and closer with God. So because He's the only one who can really help me and take the hurt away and mend my heart. No one else can do it. Medicine can't do it. But in the meantime, to help along with Him, He will, I believe, place the right people in my life that I need to be around me. Because lately I feel like the people who will come around, or the spirits I've been around, don't mean me any good. And you can just tell when things, the energy start rubbing off on you. So with that being said, I'd rather just take time to really be by myself, and I'm okay with that. People always think like, oh, something must be wrong with you, or there's no way that you're okay with being by yourself. Obviously, you really don't know me if you think that, because I am naturally an introvert. I may not give that off, but I'm really an introvert. I like to be around people just a little bit, have my time, and after that, it's like, okay, I gotta go be back by myself and recharge. And now that I have a son, he keeps me busy. So I always have my little guy around. But he's always happy, and that keeps me in a good mood. And I just try to keep myself together so he won't be able to pick up on how I'm feeling. Because kids are very, very smart, and they pick up on everything. So I went to sit at the coffee shop, and then I started hearing this song on this vlog I was watching. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel myself about to start crying. So I'm like, okay, it's time to go. It was one of the Aaliyah songs, and she was singing "I Miss You," and I forgot how the whole song goes, but it's like as soon as I started hearing it, my heart just felt heavy, and I just feel like it's wanting to boohoo right, right there. But it's like if I could get a phone call to God and just say, let me see my uncle and my brother for 5 minutes, that would be really selfish of me. But it's like you don't get a handbook on how to grieve, and I'm learning that, and I'm glad that I am in therapy. And if you haven't gotten into therapy or talked to someone, I would highly suggest finding someone that you really can trust and talk to them. Therapy does help, but like I said, feeding your spirit and really getting the word into you and meditating on the word, that's what's really going to help and bring you peace. So the times that I'll, find myself being, upset with God, and, like, why did this have to happen to me? Why am I going through this? Like, sometimes I feel like I'll be about to lose my mind because I'm like, nobody should have to feel like this all the time, or, certain times of the year would be so rough. But He didn't leave me behind if He didn't know what He placed in me. So I'm willing to go through what I'm going through now so that I can be able to help someone else. And this time of year, it doesn't even have to be this month. It's like, I always feel like people ask, like, oh, you know, they think it's just because of that day or just because of the month. No, I deal with it and I struggle with it in my own way, and I handle it in my own way differently than everyone else does. And yes, people may, miss them and everything. But me and my mom were there. We witnessed it. The relationship and the bond that we had with them was something that was so deep, so close. Like, we seen each other every single day. We were annoyed with each other, but we loved each other. And even for my mom, like, by that being her first and only son, and then by that being, her brother, that they were close months, you would have thought they probably would have been twins, even though they didn't really look alike like that. They did, but like, the relationship they had, they can just tell when something was wrong with each other and just be able to sense it. And to have that ripped away from you, and that you can't help them, and when you're helpless, that is the most heart-wrenching pain ever. And I do not wish that on anybody at all. Like, I just don't know how to describe it. So I'm going to take a step back, and I will say what happened and explain everything. And if I cry, don't mind me. I don't know. I don't want any pity from no one. This is just my way of getting it out and letting my emotions finally just, do what they need to do. So instead of just always holding things in, because when you hold them in, you'll be like me, where the littlest things can, like, get you to be emotional for whatever it is. So on October 8th, 2014, me and my mom went to the movies. We went to go see Gone Girl. And the week before that, we were supposed to go see it, and it came out, I believe, the week before. But this was a Wednesday that this happened. So we went to the movies, and then we left the movies, and we passed a couple of my brother's friends on the way home. And by this time, it's night. And I called my sister to ask her about a job. And really, yeah, I called her about the job, but at the same time, I really don't know why I called her about the job, because I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, I probably was not going to take it because of the location. But we passed the friends, and then we ended up getting home maybe like about 10 minutes later. And at this time, I had a little chihuahua named Prince, and everybody loved Prince, and I loved my little dog. I was crazy about my little dog. My brother, he didn't care for my little dog, but he tolerated him. So we get home, and my uncle was sitting on the porch, because he loved sitting on the porch. That man loved to be outside. And he asked us how the movie was, and I was just like, it was good. And I just, went in the house. So I was going to my room, and I noticed that Prince, I looked in the bathroom, and I noticed he pooped in the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, I got to put him up, and I got to clean this up. So put him in this kennel, clean that up. And then at the time, I was dating someone. So I was sitting on my bed, and my mom and my uncle was in the kitchen, and my brother was in his room. And sorry if I'm going a little bit too fast. My anxiety is getting to me. So when I passed my brother's room, I normally would go in his room. I always go in his room anytime I come home, or he would hear me, and he'd be like, Jazz, come here. And he'd be too lazy, and he'll, tell me to turn on his fan or hand him the remote. Just something goofy. Like, he'd just get me to come in the room. But I didn't this time.